Welcome to 843 TV. I'm your host, Will Wareham with WHHI-TV. We're coming to you today from Hilton Head Preparatory School as they celebrate their 50th anniversary. Joining us today are Leslie Richardson, Linda Frazier, and Freddie Carson, Rich Basirico, Kelly Dillon, and Kate Herman, and finally, John Hopman, Bailey Kaiser, and Tina Webb Browning. So stick around for more 843 TV, where communities come to speak.
.843 TV, where Bluffton comes to speak.
Where Spring Island comes to speak.
Where Hilton Head Island comes to speak.
Where Beaufort comes to speak.
.843 TV,
where communities come to speak. Welcome to 843 TV. I'm now joined by Leslie Richardson, Linda Frazier, and Freddie Carson. Ladies, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
So Hilton Head Prep is celebrating its 50th anniversary this year. Linda, can you tell us a little bit about the school's history?
I can indeed. Hilton Head Prep started out as Seaponds Academy in 1965. Started by the Seaponds Company to provide excellence in education for their executives' children. In 1971, May River Academy was started over in Bluffton as an alternative. And then in 1985, due to economic conditions like the rest of the country, the two schools combined here on this campus and became Hilton Head Prep.
Okay. And do you all have any special events?
Oh, we have so many things going on for the 50th anniversary, and everyone in the community is invited. I'll back up though and tell you we had a fabulous event in September for the opening of the Main Street Theater.
Yes,
which is so exciting. And then tomorrow, the Festival of Trees is opening, and it's going to be so fabulous. So you really need to during the Christmas season. That's at the Sonesta Hotel. Thank you very much. And it's just going to be beautiful and just so much fun. And then everyone is invited on February 20th. We're having our 50th Golden Jubilee for Hilton Head Prep.
Okay.
And I think another thing that is so exciting, we're all so community involved here at Hilton Head Prep. We're doing 50 days of community service here on Hilton Head Island because Hilton Head Prep really is so closely connected to the community, and it's a really big way of giving back in the community.
Absolutely.
And so anyone out there that is hearing this, if they've graduated from prep or even the early days of May River Academy, which is, you know, all of our legacy, everyone is invited to join in the 50 years of celebration.
Fantastic. And so that Festival of Trees runs through the holiday season, is that correct?
Yes, it does, and it's so beautiful. And so many people in the community and parents and students and staff and alum have participated.
Good way to get that tree decorated before Christmas.
Oh, yes it is. Buy it already decorated.
Yep, exactly.
Now, Freddie, I understand you were here when the school opened, is that right?
That's right, absolutely.
Can you share with us some of the changes in the evolution of the school over 50 years?
Well, let me put something in perspective. At that time, 50 years ago, shrimp was 29 cents a pound and gas was 29 cents a gallon.
Oh my.
And there was one traffic circle and no traffic lights.
One traffic circle and no traffic lights.
But yeah, the school started in a little building that still exists up next to the First Baptist Church. And there were 4 rooms and a main room. And we had kindergarten through 5th grade. 6th grade. I taught 5th and 6th. And we had 4 teachers. 3 came from Savannah.
Wow.
That was a long drive.
Yes. But we were all as close. I think that's where the closeness began because everybody was connected.
Right.
And the next year they added trailers and 2 more classes. And eventually, what Linda was saying about the building here. Actually, the football field here was here before the school.
Okay.
It was the Gator field that was built in 1969 and for the Gator football program.
Okay.
So the field was here and then the school came eventually.
And a Gator program that's still around today, right?
Yes, yes.
Absolutely. Now, Leslie and Linda, you both are parents of alumni.
Yes.
And
I'm actually an alum as well.
you're an alumni here.
As well as my husband.
As well as your husband.
Yep.
Can you share with us, maybe a couple of different, unique things about Hilton Head Prep that maybe some people may not know? And how it differentiates itself from other schools?
I think one of the things is because it's a smaller school, people think of it as being maybe separated from the community in a way. It's not that way at all. Because it's a small school, it's got this wonderful, welcoming atmosphere because every year you get an influx of new students.
Right.
And they become instant friends. And I think that is one of the things that makes it unique. I graduated in '77. We had 21 people in our class. We've lost one, unfortunately, but we are all still very, very connected. Yeah. And it's the same with my children's classes. It just makes it a very unique situation.
Yeah.
I think one thing that people maybe don't know is how international Hilton Head Prep is.
Yeah.
My oldest son, who is now 24, graduated from prep, works in New York for J.P. Morgan, is he and my second son, Collins, who's a senior in college at Sewanee, had a really good friend, Felipe, from Ecuador. And for Thanksgiving, he would come and have Thanksgiving with us.
Oh,
and we really got to know Felipe and his family, as so many of the students really create relationships from students that come from everywhere. The academics of Hilton Head Prep are huge. My daughter Forrest, who's a sophomore at Wake Forest, and he made Dean's List last year, attributes it to really the education at Hilton Head Prep. When we were sitting in the room where she was hearing all about Wake Forest, she had just turned in a 45-page paper that was due under Hilton Head Prep in her AP Lit, and the person on the stage said, and you'll have to write really long papers here at Wake Forest University, 20-page papers, and she turned to me and said, piece of cake. So Hilton Head Prep has such high academic standards.
Well,
and then the friendships here are really amazing.
I think too, if you look at the alumni that have graduated from here, I mean, we have doctors, we have lawyers, we have artists, we have politicians. It just runs the whole gamut. I think this is such almost an incubator because whatever you dream a child has, they can accomplish. And I can tell you that Freddie taught my brother-in-law West, who is a very famous artist. So, and Jessie Peterson has just, she's up in New York practicing her. It's just, like I said, a wonderful incubator for dreams.
Please, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
And please stick around for another segment of 843 TV from Hilton Head Prep. Welcome back to 843 TV. I'm now joined by Kate Herman, Kelly Dillon, and Rich Basirico. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thanks.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. So Rich, let's start with you. You're the athletic director here and a parent of some alumni, right?
Yes, 3.
And I think that we've all been impressed with Hilton Head Prep's athletic prowess over the years and success. Can you share with us some insights on maybe what brings out the athletic success here?
Actually, that's an easy question. We have outstanding athletes. Our students are committed to our program, and we're very fortunate also to have excellent coaches.
Yeah.
So our athletes and our coaches work extremely well together. And the thing about it is, you always talk about you play to win, which is true, but our coaches do a wonderful job with life lessons. And at the end of the day, wins and losses are great to talk about, but what our players become because of the athletic program is the most important thing to us.
Absolutely.
So, and we're very fortunate. This fall, we have 9 of our athletes who have committed to play at the college level.
Wow.
And over the last 6 years, we've had 50 of our athletes sign letters of intent to play at the next level. So we've been blessed to have extremely good athletes along with our great coaches, and it just works extremely well for us.
Absolutely, and participating in team sports or individual sports really brings out the character and develops the character of a student athlete, doesn't it?
Absolutely, and we're also fortunate to have 83% of our athletes in the upper school, I should say our students, participate in athletics.
Wow.
So that's a huge number for us.
Yeah, over 80% is big.
It's very big.
Yeah.
So their commitment, and the interesting thing is, and Kate will vouch this, we not only do they play sports, they get involved in arts and other activities. So we ask our students to do a lot here, and they rise to the occasion and do a wonderful job.
Very cool. Let's talk a little bit more about the art. Kelly, you're a member of the faculty in the art department, correct?
I am,
and,
yes.
And an alumni here.
Yes.
And walking around the campus, I've seen some amazing student art.
Yeah.
Can you share with us a little insight on the artistic environment here?
Yeah, you know, Prep has always had an amazing art program, and I not only am I an alum, but I was also a lifer. That meant I went from 1st grade to 12th grade and graduated from here.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've been here. I grew up here, and throughout each class I had an amazing art teacher. I started out with Freddie Carson in lower and middle school, and then went up to upper school art with Mrs. Ramser-Riley. And you know, it's really the teachers that we have here that bring out the talent in the kids. For example, when I was in the upper school art room, I knew I had, you know, some knack for art, and I loved art, but I never really went out of my comfort zone. And Mrs. Ramser-Riley, she really saw that I had potential, and she made me go out of my comfort zone and really broaden my talent. And she made me realize what I could do. And not only am I the single student who has realized their potential because of Mrs. Ramser or Mrs. Carson, I'm one of many.
Right.
So the teachers have really shown students what they can do with art. Kate's in my art class right now, so I'm hoping that she's realizing some of that too.
Absolutely.
So coming back as a faculty and seeing students realize their potential for art, you know, seeing that they can do more than stick figures or just colored pencils, that sort of thing. Yeah,
that's all I could do before I started art, if I'm being completely honest.
And now she's done some awesome paintings, awesome pointillism. You know, so it's very awesome to see students realize what they can do with art. And you know, having unearthed talent like that, we've shown how much we can do. Prep has won more SCISA art competitions overall than other schools, and we also have the Frederica Carson Art Purchase Awards. And what we do is we actually buy student artwork from them to hang in the school with plaques, frames, the whole shebang. So we have a huge collection of student artwork over the years.
So it sounds like both coaches and teachers alike are pushing students to realize their potential.
Yes,
here at Hilton Head Prep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, you're a senior here, right?
I am.
Yeah, and you're active in the performing arts program, is that right?
Very much so.
And can you share with us a little bit about your experience here at Prep and within the performing arts program?
Absolutely, I'd love to. The performing arts has always been something that I've been very, very involved in, especially even before I moved here, but after moving to Prep in 8th grade, and I was introduced to Ben Wolf, who was our performing art director at the time. He really encouraged me to start pursuing. He's like, "You're pretty good at this. You might want to try doing this." And so I auditioned for some shows. I was in Sound of Music and Legally Blonde with him specifically, which were both very different shows. And the next year, he unfortunately left the school, and we got the blessing of having Mrs. Trucker-White enter to replace him, and she is probably one of the most talented people I've ever met in my entire life. And she has always been pushing me to just kind of hone my talent and like really find my niche in the corner of this huge what is performing arts.
Right.
And I've been asked to perform a governess. I've been asked to be a very stuck-up British person. I've been a sorority girl. I've been you know, an upper class 1800s society lady. And it's really interesting to see all the things that you can do with that.
Yeah.
And she has really, specifically Mrs. Trucker-White has really asked me to leave all of my comfort zones, as Ms. Dillon has as well in the art room. Because I'm not very good at art, if we're being real. And and it's just something that I love doing, and a lot of prep students have a passion for. So it's really awesome to see a lot of people who can walk off the basketball court and then step right onto the stage or into the art room, and we're all connected.
Making it a little bit more of a well-rounded student.
That's what Kate does. She'll be here in practice, practicing basketball, and leave and go to practice for the play, and then obviously go home and do her homework. So it's a long day, but they get it done. It's amazing. It really is amazing.
All part of your day as a Hilton Head Prep student, right?
Absolutely. It's never a short day.
But it's a good day.
But it's a good day. More or less, it's a good day.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, Rich, Kelly, Kate, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And stick around for one more segment of 843 TV. Welcome back to 843 TV. I'm now joined by John Hopman, Bailey Kaiser, and Tina Webb Browning. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you for being here.
Absolutely. Now, John, let's start with you. You're the headmaster here.
Yes.
And as the only member of the National Association of Independent Schools on the island, what sets Hilton Head Prep apart from other schools in the area?
Well, I believe first and foremost, I think our faculty, our administration, our staff is the foundation for our school. And so by having an amazing group of people here to nurture and take care of kids, to educate the students, that's our foundation. And then, of course, what we do in the classroom, our curriculum, I think we do a very good job of balancing the skills-based with content in our classrooms. And as a school overall, we're seeing a great deal of success with our college placement. Our students are going to some of the best schools around, and we are also seeing a great deal of personal growth in our students. We reach out to the community. We want our kids involved out in the community doing community service and community outreach, and that helps us to develop well-rounded students.
Absolutely.
So we're excited about that.
Absolutely. And this is your 50th anniversary, right?
It is. It is.
And you're celebrating that anniversary by doing some giving back to the community, aren't you?
We are. Yeah. We are. We actually, with our 50th year, we have come up with 50 days of service. So throughout this entire school year, each of our divisions will be contributing in some way, shape, or form to our community in 50 different endeavors.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Now, Bailey, let's move on to you. You're the student class president, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Wow, how's that going so far?
It's going well. I love it.
She's doing a phenomenal job.
It's a fun role to have.
Yeah. And as a student and student class president, what do you think some of the strengths are here at Hilton Head Prep?
I would say one of our major strengths is our size. Because we are such a small school, you're truly able to forge such honest relationships with your teachers. So if you're ever struggling in a certain subject, you don't even think twice about going after school and asking that teacher for help. And also we're really able to pursue any passions that we have. Like say you're interested in poetry, we have a teacher on staff that's actually written an entire book of poetry. So you're really able to develop any skills that you love and that you're interested in. And I just don't think you have those kind of tools at any other school. And because we're so small, you're also able to develop relationships with everyone on campus. Like I walk through campus and I say hi to everyone because you actually truly know everyone. Like you know their name, their mom, like their favorite food, everything. So I think that's awesome to have. Yeah, and the interaction with faculty who have expertise really helps to you to pursue whatever you're interested in, and it prepares you not just for college but for life. Is that right? Exactly. Absolutely. So Tina, now you're a member of the faculty here.
I am, and I'm also head of the upper school.
And head of the upper school.
Right.
And a parent of a couple of alumni. Is that right?
I am.
So can you share with us some of your experience, in the academic realm here at Hilton Prep and some of the accolades that you've received?
Well, one of the things I think we're most proud of is that 100% of our senior class is accepted to college. 100%? 100%. And not only just the South Carolina schools, we have them going to Duke and Wake and Princeton and Purdue, some pretty nice schools.
Absolutely.
Yes. In addition, these students also experience a great deal of success in the graduate programs they choose to apply to and go to after that. So that's one of our things we're most proud of. In addition, we have a great science research program here that is mandatory for students in grades 6 through 12. That program brings students the opportunity to compete at our school level, the regional level, the state level, and also at the international level. We consistently bring top prizes home from the regional and state level. And then at the international level, that opens all kinds of doors for students to apply for internships in college and also get college scholarships.
And that's a subject matter that here in our state of South Carolina and in our country is really important for the future of our population, isn't it? I mean, science and math is pivotal.
Absolutely, and our students get involved in projects that are near and dear to their heart.
Right.
I had a couple of soccer players look at engineering a soccer headgear that was better at absorbing shock last year, and also a young woman who said, what if I took the protein inside spider silk and looked if that was able to prevent the spread of E. coli. So that was pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
But it doesn't end with science.
Right.
Our literary team, our poetry out loud group, our math group, our chess club. I'm trying to think of what else we've got. They all compete well at the regional and state levels.
Yeah, one thing I've been impressed with just doing the show here is how well-rounded these students are.
Right.
They not only participate in the classroom, but they participate in the athletic field and extracurricular events. Now, John, I know that you haven't been here for 50 years.
Sure.
But in your time here, what really has been your impression of what separates the student of Hilton Head Prep from somewhere else?
Sure. Well, I think our students do an amazing job of balancing everything that society throws at them today. I think expectations of students nowadays are definitely different than when you and I were in school.
Right.
They balance a tremendous amount of pressure, a tremendous amount of workload, and they do it very well. And that's what we try and do here as a school, is to help them build the tools and the foundation they need to be able to go out into the real world and juggle a lot at one time.
Absolutely.
We have athletes who are also in the school play, who are also going to art competitions, who are also, obviously maintaining their day-to-day classwork here. And that's an amazing feat. So we're pretty proud of our kids and their ability to do that.
Absolutely. 50 years of preparing the student, not just for college, but for life afterwards.
Correct.
John, Bailey, Tina, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching 843 TV, where communities come to speak.